Welcome to the Judith TV show. Form, today's hottest celebrity relationship gist, secret romances exposed, shocking breakups shaking the internet, and couples everyone is talking about. Which gist do you believe, and which is just hype? Stay tuned for more. Welcome to the Judith TV show.
Hello, dearies. As usual, this is the Judith TV show, and my name is Judith with a little touch of Ife in one. Friends, I just want to. This video is for May Edochie. Uh, the news is all over, that the much advertised homecoming of hers to her state, a point state in the eastern part of Nigeria, was done on Sunday. It held on Sunday, and it was quite a huge success because I saw the videos, the photos, and you just name it. A lot of people posted that, especially some bloggers that attended the event, physically. They had a lot to say about the event and everything. So this video is just to congratulate May Edochie. To be honest, it's not an easy thing to organize such an event. And then to think of the fact that this woman, all the time she was married, I don't think some people from her state even might not even know, even from her town, might not even know her. But with what just happened, that also now gave her a publicity, and then she utilized it very well by all the endorsements and all the things that she's doing, and then the governor's wife that was there, and then state government top officials. I mean, it was quite a huge success. To God alone be the glory. So, with me. Congratulations, you have done this one. This is huge. It's quite a good success. And then, kudos for all the efforts you put in, for the money that you spent. I think about 35 million to empower some of your sisters. That is people from your place. That's quite kind of you. To think of the fact that these people that you have empowered for life, they will not forget you, because by the time their business starts growing and picking up and everything, how on earth will they be able to forget somebody who had the initial help them to lay the foundation of such a business? So I like to commend you for that. It was quite thoughtful of you to think of, because you could have just gone to launch your beauty products, and then after telling them about it and everything, you just walk away. But you decided to do this. Quite commendable of you. Thank you so very much on behalf of every other beneficiary of that. Is it giveaway or empowerment now that you did? Okay. I just want to. There's something that I'm hearing, but I will not be the one that will say it, because um, when May or the right people put it out there, we're wrong with it. But for now, let's keep it the way that they want it to be kept. And then again, I like to commend Mama Rita Edochie. I mean, she has always been number one supporter of May. She was there on grounds. Link made a wonderful post, and I think Sir Pete himself made a wonderful post and everything. That's still supporting the woman despite what happened. That goes a long way to say that she was so good to the family and everything. And once that relationship has been established, with the number of children she has, it will always be there, whether she remarries, whether she stays on her own, or whichever way, okay? So to the family of Edochies, that was well represented by Mama Rita, and then a post by the patriarch of the family and Lincoln. That's quite commendable too. So congratulations, and I thank God for Johnny Messays, for all the logistics, for everything that played out well, for all the people that traveled, that God granted Johnny Messays, to him alone be the glory. I saw Esther Sky. In fact, it was an opportunity for Esther Sky to, I saw Mr. Emmanuel Obasi, Judy Elston's ex-husband, Orodo TV. I think Mr. Nice, Uncle Baba, so many of them, So to God be the glory. It's not an easy thing for somebody to identify with what you're doing, no matter how wonderful that plan is. So for anybody to identify with you, it is quite commendable. So to them that made that sacrifice to come, I quite commend them. I know that what's the name of this lady in Germany, a Proco bus driver. If it were to be possible for her, she would have been there as just as Patience blogs and all that. Until I saw a video that she made and was now saying that she just had a baby. So I was like, oh, but it didn't tell on her face. She was still her normal self, doing all the videos, back to back, back to back, back to back, until she now made that video and now said that she just had a baby. So to Patience Blog, congratulations on your new arrival, your bundle of joy. Thank God for safe delivery. Okay, congratulations to you and your family, right? So to a Proco bus driver, I don't know why she is not able to like make it and all that. Maybe she's also will also put sort of surprise for us. Well, whichever one, okay. I know she's a strong supporter of me because I saw a video she made reacting to Yinka Tessian Ajayi, Chad Tessian Ajayi, where she was saying that May should drop Yule Edochie's name. And then she was like, Madam, but you are Yinka Chad Tessian Ajayi. Who is Chad Tessian? I mean, was it not the man that is your ex? So how come you're answering your own and you're concerned about this other person's own and all that? But that's life for you. So having said that, however, there's a little something that I observed, is a kind of a counsel from me to May, over the whole thing. And one or two other times in the past that I also observed that. I want to say that to May because I think that will just be attracting unnecessarily hostilities, unnecessarily dragging to her. So it's not wise for you to give materials to your enemy with which to drive you, or give them points, or give them weapons with which to attack you. That's the place I'm coming from. And what do I mean by that? There's this outfit that May wore. It's a white outfit like that with a spaghetti hand like that. The whole of her back was showing. In fact, I think there was a time she raised up her hands, was either she was waving at people or something, and then people now started. They went and painted her armpits dark. Giving the impression that she's dirty, she didn't shave and all that, which is not true, but it's just to like, because they saw the opportunity. So when I saw that outfit, I was like, May, I don't think this one, this one, it doesn't go down well. It doesn't go down well at all. I mean, you could have worn something else. There are so many white outfits, you could wear, or even wear something inside, maybe a small camisole or so because the whole of her back was showing, and then, it's a spaghetti hand like that. You could see her armpit, you could see her contour and everything. I didn't just feel at home with that kind of a dressing, and that is the very dressing that people are now using to, mock her or to drag her. Like I said, they now edited that one where she was raising her hands, and they now painted a black something under her, as if she didn't shave and all that. But May, you can do better. There's a way people regard you. There's where heaven has placed you. Okay, don't do something either by dressing or whatever that, and then you have also been so wonderful in the area of keeping silence about so many things. People have dragged you and then pushed out wrong narratives about you out there. You have never been tempted to come and respect to any person, and that is why a lot of people have very high regards for you, very high respect for you. But by the time you start wearing this kind of a thing that everywhere is showing and all that, it gives naysayers the opportunity and the room for them to start dragging you and all that, creating unnecessarily hostilities around you. Okay, and before you know it, they will, need to just snowball to your children, especially to your daughter, because if she wears anything that is a little bit open and all that, even when it goes with her age, people will now say, hey, see, is that not how her mother dresses and everything? So I saw that outfit, and then I don't know, it didn't go down well with me. It is your body, it is your outfit, but uh, I don't know, something should have been inside, to wear that, so that freely, if you want to raise your hands, you can be free to, like, and don't forget that this is a village setup, this is your place, wearing that kind of a thing and everything, where the whole of the back, not that it's a show back outfit, but the thing went down like that, and then the whole of this upper back was just showing and all that. Then there was another outfit, even though this one was in the past, there was another outfit of all May's outfits and everything, the way she comes out and everything, so glamorous, so stunning and all that. But this particular one was also a black trouser with a top, but that I think it has a light green or light blue design like that, where her belly button was showing. May wore that thing and came out. People also started dragging her. Then the defense now came, oh, it's because she wanted to prove to people that she didn't do tummy talk. And I said, no, I don't agree with this kind of a narrative, defense narrative. You know why? So some people that has been saying that she has been a street queen, that she has been sleeping with married men, do you now have to, how do you now come out to come and prove to them that it is not true? Or the people that were saying that, oh, she has that kind of a sickness, that other type now, not this one that somebody is falsely claiming or something. So how do you now come and prove that she doesn't have, or that she doesn't have that one? So I don't think that's a proper thing. But leaving that belly button, and it was a kind of a broad daylight program where the whole thing was just showing her belly button was totally out. You could just see it and all that. I also didn't feel at home with that outfit. And then again, this one is not an outfit. There was one time May made a video where she had some dollars with her, and she was just saying that to make money is not cho cho cho. Man, where they make money, no be cho 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 and all that. And I felt like, no, this kind of a gutter behavior, this kind of a gutter language, a gutter way of speaking is usually for people that are not educated, those kind of rich men, money misroad, so they'll see money, making money and throwing money around as they think that, matters in life and everything, but not for somebody who is enlightened, not for somebody who is educated to now be saying that to make money, no be cho cho cho. By strength shall no man prevail. God has brought you to this extent, and God has brought you thus far, and He will not abandon you, because He didn't bring you out not to take you in. But at the same time, wisdom is profitable to be direct, because when you do such things, when you now say, oh, do cho cho, you'll be throwing money like that, because it was only her that was in that video where she was saying that, and the music that was playing at the background was the one that was saying, men away make money, no be they do cho cho cho, something like that. And she was just throwing dollars and all that. The reason why I brought out these particular instances, or these three instances, is this gives room, like I said earlier on, for people to start tracking her unnecessarily, because people that will be saying that, are you sure it's not a married man that you've been sleeping with that gave you that money, that kind of a thing, whereas it is your hard-earned money, but because of the way you are now throwing it out like that, you are not competing with anybody. You are good to go. You are good on yourself, facing your responsibilities and taking good care of yourself and your children. Not coming to say church or church or church. I know I didn't, So when I saw this outfit, that she wore, not the very one she wore on the Sunday of the event, because that one, there was a black inner wear before she now wore the white outfit and all that. Fine, so that if you're dancing, you can move your hand anyway, that. But this particular one, I wouldn't know whether it was on a Saturday to that Sunday or Friday to that Sunday. I wouldn't know which day she wore that. But to be honest, it was quite open, for somebody of her status and everything. And that was why I now remembered these two. And I said, okay, let me just chip in, So just dress as you are addressed. Yes, because you are addressed honorably. You understand? So just dress as you are addressed. So dress as you as honorable as you are addressed. That's the simple message I'm passing here. Okay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that's all I just want to say here. Once again, I'd like to congratulate Queen May. I want to also thank God for joining mercies for the success of the program. And then for every person that made out time to go, it shows commitment, and it shows love and support. God bless and reward you all. And like I said, there's something that I heard that I know that it is true from the quarters that I heard it from. But it's not for me to put it out here, because I don't have her permission to put it out here. When at the right time it is put out there, we'll all run with it, and then I will update all you my subscribers and all you my followers, so that you get to know the latest gist in town. Okay, so I'd like to end this video here. It's been a wonderful day. By the way, happy Easter, guys. Happy Easter, happy Easter, happy Easter, happy Easter. Okay. May the spirit of Easter be with us even in this season in Jesus' name. Amen. So thank you guys for always watching my videos. Please watch this one and leave your comments at the comment section. A word of congratulations for Queen May, and then let's further the conversation there. And if there's any other thing that you observe that is good or that is not very pleasant to you, please let me also know at the comment section so that we'll further the conversation there as usual. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, dear friends.